About the time she walked away from me. Nobody likes you when you're 23. And I saw more abuse by TV shows. What the hell is ADD? My friends say I should act my age. What's my age again? What's my age again?
So a week ago I was asked on this video how I placed items in the GameCube version of Animal Crossing. I'm not too experienced with GameCube hacking, so there could be some easier ways to place items than what I did, but I'll still show my method. Since I don't have an action replay, I'd use the Dolphin emulator, but the steps should work the same either way. Before you start using codes, make sure you put your game on another memory card if you have one, just so you have a backup if something goes wrong. So I got my codes from this site. It has a ton of stuff, so there's a lot you can experiment with. So to choose the item you want, scroll up here. There's I just typed in cautious items and scrolled up a bit. So as you can see, there's items with their corresponding values. You don't have to worry about that right now. The important thing is the acre you place them in, which is down here if you scroll down a bit. This is acre A1. It's the same as acre A1 in the game. If you don't know what your acres are, you can just load the game up and check on the map, and it'll be the same thing. So let's say you wanted to place an item the top left corner of acre A1, which I think is the railroad track, so I don't know why you'd want to do that, but for example, let's say you wanted to do that. Then you would use this code for the top left. Now if you wanted to place it here or one step to the right of that space, you would use this code. Let's say you wanted to place it one below that space, then you would use this code. So as the right value increases, I think your the item is placed more to the right. If the left increases, it's placed more down. So this is all where in the acre you place it. So it's a lot of trial and error as to where you, like, if you want to place it somewhere that's not in the way of anything else. So I would try and find an acre that's mostly empty, and so there's no buildings or stuff you can overwrite. So pick the safest acre and find your spot basically, and then you'll find it and you'll end up with good place for where to put your items. Okay, so now let's say I want to place a Nook and Go somewhere in acre A1. So I define Nook and Go's code. Here it is. It's 5805. And now I've got to put it where those X's are in the acre code. So let's say, yeah, I want to put it in somewhere in acre A1. Let me find that code. Alright, I'll place it somewhere around here. So I'm going to copy this, and I'm just going to paste it here. So I have Dolphin. In GameCube, you put your action replay disc into the system, find your game, press add new code. So, put it, oh yeah. So let's just call this Nook and Go. So here it is. Gonna replace the X's with 5805. Okay. And make sure that's checked. And that's all there is to it. It'll be there in the game now. That's how I did it in the video, and it should work for you. So you can also play stuff like waterfalls and whatever, but you have to be careful not to be too reckless or you could screw up the game, which is why it's nice to have a backup. Oh, and as for the villagers, you can actually modify their attitudes or you can just go ahead and modify the villagers themselves. They're numbered like villager 1, villager 2. I guess I'm pretty sure it's just an order of how they appear on your map. And it's the same thing with the X's. You replace them with the villager code, which you can find just by scrolling around. And of course there's many other things you can do, and yeah, a lot of it just involves replacing X's, just like I showed you. And yeah, if you have any more questions, I will definitely answer them in the comments, and I hope this helps.